Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
So here is the villain pack number 2, Machine Empire for Power Rangers Hero of the Gray. Packaging is always fantastic. You got a great artwork, tells you exactly what characters are going to come in, and on the back it gives you pictures of everything. I don't ever see this in my local store, but if this was in a store, this would be quite striking. You're going to get a set of rules. Now, the rules are going to be on a single piece of paper, as they normally are. They're going to have the components, a little bit of story up here, and really, the integrated is in the main book, but this tells you about how the paired monsters work. This has been included in other expansions, but we see it here again. When you open it up, you're going to get the 5 minis, and you're going to get the cards. So let's take a look at the minis first. So let's talk about the characters you're going to have here. So you're going to get a monster, will be General Venjix, I guess. Now, he has fast, guard, or passive on all of his things. And he likes to make people discard cards and does 3 damage to each ranger. That can be a little tough as he's hitting everybody that's in the fight. Now we have Prince Gasket. He does 4 damage a couple times and has some guard and passive and fast ability. So a lot of these are going to be triggering at different times. And he can also attack the ranger with the most cards in his hand. So whoever theoretically has the most attacks. Princess Archerina, with cards I thought was particular was deal 4 damage to the ranger with most cards. Once again, we're focusing on who has the most cards, but you must also discard all attack cards from a hand. That can be a little bit brutal. Now we're going to get into the boss, which would be King Mondo. 2 damage to each ranger twice. He's not too difficult. He does have this one card. It has a health of 10 and deals 10 damage. That's really his tough card. The rest of them, I didn't feel like it was too much out of the ordinary. Now you're going to get these cards here. Let's go over Louis Kaboom first. He's probably the tougher of the two. I don't know. He's pretty standard if you ask me, because the other one kind of has a situation where he has the 10, which can be pretty damage. But 3 damage to each ranger is pretty difficult. Card cannot be dealt damage to all other cards, so you just have to do that one last. Roll a die and deal 3 times that much damage. That can be brutal. So, a little bit more luck infused. Now, what you're going to have here is a card for each of them. You're going to see the pairing. So, Prince Gasket and Princess Archerina can come out at the same time. I'm going to put 3 on, and when you defeat one of them, so you're going to bring out 2 cards each in the balance of the normal 4, which will equal 4. And then when you defeat one of them, you move 3 spots up on the Zord track. When you beat both of them, then you get the Zord. So it's a little bit different about clearing the area than normal. So that's a pairing thing. You've seen that before in other sets, and there's no reason why you can't use that with the other ones also. So that's the set that you're going to have here. So what do I think about this set in general? I love adding the bad guys in. Having the different bad guys in the set really switches things up to me a little bit more than the Rangers, just because the Rangers kind of want to mesh together, and the bad guys really all have different miniature sets and different card combinations, and I feel like that they're bringing something different to the table. The Rangers do too. I just prefer adding in different monsters and villains. Now these bosses I don't find too difficult. King Mondo has that one card that's really, really hard, but I find these to probably be on the easier or moderate size. Now the monsters can be pretty difficult because they're discarding cards all the time, and they're attacking whoever has the most cards. She gets rid of all the attack cards in one ranger. That can be pretty brutal. So you need to focus on what you're doing with these guys. I would say this is moderate. Probably, scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the hardest, 1 being the lowest, it'd probably be like a 4. That's what I would put this on, a difficulty level. Now, as for fun level, I like that. I like a game that I can beat when playing with this with my son a lot. So having these monsters and bosses coming out are great to us. One of my favorite sets is Machine Empire, one I highly recommend you track down.